Chapter 8, Ethics and Philosophy. It is clear that the ethical system of the good religion can be summed up in the three words, Humata Hukta Kavarshta. Good thoughts, good words, good deeds. This is simply profound, but it is not as simple as it might appear. In many ways, this Zoroastrian ethical system was a sophisticated analysis of the ancient Indo-European code of honor. The three-word formula has been analyzed in order to be fully understood, but the simplicity of the three-word formula has allowed it to stand the test of time and to be transmitted throughout the world in different guises. As we have seen, the early Greeks took much of the basic ideology they expressed in what came to be called philosophy from the Persians, and specifically from the doctrines of Zarathustra. They secularized them insofar as they developed a system of thought more or less independent of the world of their native gods and goddesses, whereas Zarathustra worked from within such a system and reformed it into a holistic religio-philosophical structure. The concept of the good as a philosophical principle is central to the ideology of Zarathustra, and it identified with the essence of the wise Lord. The Greek philosopher Plato, in his highest principle, called the Greek agathon. The agathon is also identical with the light or being. In different systems, all of these systems agree with and are derived from Zoroastrian teachings. The good is all things which are or promote absolute wisdom, knowledge, truth, honesty, happiness, pleasure, constructiveness, health, benefit, prosperity, order, kindness, and life. Fundamental to the workings of the good is the principle of the golden mean or moderation. Most things in life have their right place, but anything in excess or deficiency is bad. Now that we have an idea of what the good is, what is evil, the principle of evil is understood as the diametrical opposite of each of these things. These are things we know that exist: ignorance, falsehood, misery, despair, pain, destruction, illness, harmfulness, poverty, chaos, greed, and death. It is man's function in the world to fight these negative impulses in his own life and in the world in general. So often, when we hear the word evil, we place it in context of Christian church ideas about such things. Evil is felt to tinge things man enjoys: sex, prosperity, intoxication, gambling, etc. The church taught many things were sins which are indeed bad, such as lying, cheating, murdering, etc. But even now, when one thinks of the Christian idea of sin, it brings to mind things people enjoy, but shouldn't. The Muslim idea of sin is steadfast and certain, but not much like the Christian one. The churchmen taught people to abstain from thoughts, words, and acts which were categorically said to be sinful. But the Muslim way holds that sin is the commission of an evil thought, word, or action, and evil is thought of as something which is either excessive or deficient. The mean is the good, and it is just the excess or deficiency which manifests the Davic aspect. Almost everything can be good in the right amount, at the right time, and in the right place. To judge these things requires insight, reason, and wisdom. It seems easier to just say, do this, and don't do that. But as history has shown, such a philosophy can lead to evil in itself, spiritual blindness, stupidity, and insanity. The bedrock of Muslim ethics is summed up in the formula Humata Hukta Kavarshta. Good thoughts, good words, good deeds. Each of these concepts needs to be examined in some detail before their entire meaning can be fully appreciated. Upon first hearing of the good religion's emphasis of the very word good, many modern people probably think, at first, that their religion is obsessed with being goody two-shoes. This notion is dispelled as soon as one digs a bit deeper into the real meaning of the concept. The good in question is not about being nice or following rules out of love for rules. Rather, that the good is a matter of high quality and integrity, which gives pure power to the universe and the individual. When we say, that is a good horse, we do not mean that it is a well-behaved or gentle. We mean more that it is swift, powerful, courageous, and well-trained to do its tasks. The good in question is a matter of proper fulfilling of functions. Aristotle would say that an eye in its good when it sees, or a foot is in its good when it walks, because that is what these organs are made to do. They do these actions better than other organs. Man himself is in his good when he thinks. When we say good thoughts, for example, we do not necessarily mean nice thoughts, but rather quality and integral thoughts. As a matter of fact, such thoughts lead a person to be more honest, truthful, and loving towards others. But these are not the primary aim of good thoughts, just an inevitable byproducts of them.